Hey guys, like I promised, I'm here again with a second special, and today it's about making an anime quiz. So it doesn't have to be particularly an anime quiz. You can do nearly everything with video cutting systems, programs that is based on the way I make my videos. So it's just a little tutorial if some of you maybe want to start an own channel too or want to get some help with it. I often got asked how I make my videos or if I could help some or give some tips. So I'll just do it in a little tutorial video and I hope it will be a little bit helpful. So to start with first things first, how I download my openings I use. Like you maybe know, I just often only use openings, anime openings, and often also just openings that are pretty well known. So for this, I to 90% often use YouTube, because YouTube has all the openings with really good quality. So I can just search an opening up, look if it's good quality. I normally just download it in HP quality. Then I go to convert to MP3. There I can just copy the link in and download the video. Of course, I don't do it with any video. I just do it for the openings. And convert to MP3 is really a legal site. You don't illegally download the videos. And of course, I just do it with openings that are normally on YouTube, where you normally don't get any money from. So I try to don't harm any YouTubers. So that's the first thing you have to do by every video. You just paste in the link, click on MP4 and choose the quality you download it in. Of course, I always choose HP. After I downloaded it, it's a little bit different by every video type I do. So I have, I think, 4 or 5 different video types in this video that I will try to explain. And first I will start with the OST quiz. So this is how it normally looks like if I edit a video. I have different things I want to explain in this picture, how everything works here. First, I have, if you maybe can read it, my handwriting is really awful. I have a special file for the number you see going up at the beginning when only the music is shown. Then right below it is the music. Of course, the first 20 seconds of each opening. Or in the OST quiz here, 20 seconds of the OST. Then I have normally every time on the right side here the anime name and the anime radio. Normally both are 15 seconds long, so that I don't get any copyright on my head. But special in the OST quiz is that I cut out the original music from the opening and put in the OST music. So it's the only special in the OST video. And since the last time I also put in the OST name. You'll see it in the down right side of the little video picture up there. Maybe you know what I mean, maybe not. I'm really awful at explaining, I think. So now I will show you how I do everything on this. Maybe you can understand a bit better if you see me working, and you will see what for an awful job it is to cut a radio. So yeah, it's a success that is satisfying, but the work on it is really the most awful thing you could do with your free time. It's just luck. So the hell of editing you saw at the moment was just a little part of everything I have to do in this video. So take this part and multiply it with the number of enemies I put in a video, and then you have all the work I have to do. So it's every time the same. You just to do this theme every time. To come back on the theme of the OST video, like I said, it's pretty similar to my other video types, but on some points it's different, so I'll make parts on its own. So first, what I didn't put in is I put in the OST file and cut it out the first 30 seconds. I want a timer on my mobile phone so that I get nearly at a 30-second mark here. Normally I only put in 20 seconds because the censorship will come up if I do more than 20 seconds on a song. But it's a little bit different with OSTs because they're normally pretty long. 20 to 30 seconds are okay. So I put in 30 seconds so that you have more time to guess it, because it's a lot harder than an anime opening because you don't hear it that often. And yeah, so it's just the OST quiz where I put in 30 seconds of the music. I'll never do it in any other, or I will get problems. So I cut it out to 30 seconds with my mobile phone. Kind of smooth, I hope. Then I searched for the opening. I put it near the OST file, and first I delete the music file of the opening. It's also in not every video I do like that. Often I use the Often I use the opening file of the original opening, but in OST quizzes, in instrumental quizzes, and I don't know, maybe in some others too, I don't have it in my head at the moment, I put the music track I used at the beginning in, so that it sounds a bit better. It not always sounds better, but sometimes. Like you maybe can see in my instrumental quizzes, where I sometimes have only the instrumental, sometimes I have instrumental and the original, and sometimes I have only the original. So I just look what sounds right. So here, I delete the music file of the opening, and then I put a video above the music sheet of the OST. Then I look through the whole OST thing and look up if any of the scenes seems good. If it doesn't look good, I have to rearrange the writer and the music to a point where it sometimes is working together. So at the end, like you saw, I had a point where it kind of worked together and didn't seem that bad. So I just put it out. I really searched a long time. I even searched longer than I put it in here, but I wanted to spare you from that. Sometimes it's a hell of a search to find a scene in the opening that works well with the OST. So I don't often use main parts. I don't often use main parts of the OST or the opening. I just search for anything that works together. Sometimes everything works, sometimes nothing works, and then it will maybe be an awful combi. So at the end I had the nearly full part of the video I show you, but yeah, what's missing is all the text. Like you saw, often I first start with the anime name after I cut everything nice and clean together, maybe done a shadow before and after the scene, so it looks a little bit nicer if it shadows in or shadows out. Then afterwards I make a new file with the anime OST. Then I put in the OST number at the beginning. So I made an extra file with the number and put it over the music. And then nearly everything is done, and I had the whole scene you see normally in a video. Often this kind of editing costs me about 3 to 5 minutes. If it's really difficult to find a scene, it's maybe sometimes 10 minutes even, but that's really rare. So yeah, 3 to 5 minutes per anime. So what you just saw was how I was editing my instrumental video. So it's basically the same but with some differences. Like before, I just put out the first 20 seconds of the song, of the instrumental song, for the beginning. Here, like I explained before, I only use 20 seconds and not 30. 30 seconds are only for ST quizzes. So after I put it out, I looked up in the instrumental version of the opening to a point where I could identify what part of the original opening it was. So I found the beginning of the waveform. So I made a cut at a point and searched the same point at the opening. Then I often try to synchronize both the instrumental and the original opening. So like I explained before, so that I often have the combination between instrumental and original. This sometimes sounds really great, but it's a lot of hard work and sometimes it doesn't work out. Like you saw in this version. I tried endless time nearly to figure out how I could connect those both without it sounding shitty. So I just had to put away the original opening song and just put in the instrumental. Yeah, that sometimes happens. It's not the best thing that could happen, but it happens. So all the work was for nothing. So after this, I didn't show you, like you maybe noticed, how I made the rest of the video. Because of the simple reason, it's the same as I explained before. The OST quiz has the same things I do in my videos, like every other video, but just with one or two things more, like the OST name and putting the OST file in. The instrumental music file putting in, yeah, you saw it long enough. But I just make everything that happens next, like in the OST quiz. So putting up the anime name on the same position, then putting in the name, so the number of the enemy, and afterwards or before, like I'm funny, just shadowing in and out. So it's nearly everything like you have seen before. So that was nearly everything I have to do with the instrumental quizzes. The only bad thing about this is really that I have to fix up the whole synchronizing thing. I just try it out because sometimes it really sounds bad as epic. Really, really bad as epic. But if it doesn't work out, yeah, it's work for nothing. But I tried anyways.
今も君がわからない思いは届かないだけどこの気持ちは止まらない思い出は消えない君を忘れようとしたけど声を聞くたびまた Fall in love with you Yeah yeah I fall in love with you、今も出会った日のことを覚えているよ君の優しいあの笑顔も二人でいれば全てが輝いて気づけばいつもそばにいたね信じてた運命の人だと君は私の Somebody special Somebody special
家業
心に隠してた想い静かに言葉で刻んで踏み出す手探りな明日へ続く迷いない瞳でどんな未来でも受け止める私でいたくて今はもう振り向かない走る衝動に任せて広がる世界へ変わる運命に答えがあると信じてあの日鮮明に描いた変わらない夢はどんな限界も必ず超えてゆくから揺るぎない声にして届けるきっといつかたどり着くその時まででいたくて今はもう振り向かない走る衝動に任せて広がる世界へ変わる運命に答えがあると信じてあの日鮮明に描いた変わらない夢はどんな限界も必ず超えてゆくから揺るぎない声にして届けるきっと走る衝動に任せて広がる世界へ変わる運命に答えがあると信じてあの日鮮明に走る衝動に任せて広がる世界へ変わる運命に答えがあると信じてあの日鮮明
So now we finally came to the last point, your beloved Lyris quiz, like you maybe saw before. I think this is the most interesting part of the video because on my knowledge, to this point I'm the only one on YouTube that makes Lyris quizzes like this, and you seem to freaking love it. So here is the little explanation on how to make a Lyris video. Maybe I will find some Lyris videos on other channels after this video. It would be a nice surprise if someone would do it. So it's really a simple thing. So it's one of the easiest things I could do, but I don't upload Lyris videos that often because it's hard to find Lyris scenes that you can recognize. Because if you don't have the melody, it's really hard to recognize just the Lyris. So I want to just put in Lyris parts that really stuck in your head, or else it would be a hell of a difficulty. But to how I make it, it's really simple. I just search for the main part of the opening. I often use the main part or another part that has a lyrics that really sticks in your head, maybe with some English titles in it, or just with some names or some titles that stay stuck in your head so that you remember. Then I cut the scene out from the anime opening and search it up in the internet. I often use animelyrics.com to search for lyrics because I've good experiences with this site. Often the lyrics are really accurate and right, but to check it up a second time, I always let the music play it in the background while I check the opening once again with the lyrics. So I will never copy a lyrics that I haven't checked before, if it really could be right or is right. And sometimes also this site doesn't have the right lyrics, some mistakes or something like that, and I search up for others. But mostly I get a right lyrics. But safety first, I always check. So the really easy thing what I have to do next is copy the lyrics, put it in, then cut out the scene from the opening. Afterwards, paste the lyric scene above the opening scene so that you can nicely see it on the screen with the opening in the background, and then everything is done. Everything. It's really a nice thing. I just need 2 or 3 minutes for a single opening and anime for the lyrics quiz. So it's really the shortest work I have. I should do it more oftenly. But I have to find new anime. If you have any anime recommendations for lyrics quizzes, just write it in the comments. Maybe it would be nice if it were some that I haven't put in before, and then maybe I will do some lyrics quizzes the next time. But I don't have enemies at the moment. So, that was nearly everything I have to do in the lyrics quiz. The only thing that I have to put afterwards is a little list of every anime I used. But this is really easy, just putting everything in a single list and let it be shown with nice effects. Isn't that much work? Yeah, so that was it.
所持ってけどそれ置いてあざない痛みを知るそのことが救済の始まりと気づいたよ手を見Take me back, show me you're the only one. I can't believe in you. I see you another day, another way. I see you. Oh, and I mean, 履き違い、甚だしくても誰にも言えない秘密だよ透明じゃいられないよすぐ動かす魔法をかける怪しい熱でも知りたいのさ仮面をと寄せた悲しさがさ
So, after everything is finally done, thank you very much for watching this little tutorial. Maybe you can make some anime videos or quizzes too soon, if you try it out. So, at the end, let's come to some basic informations. I use the video program Vegas Pro 13. I write the name down in the description. I write nearly every information you have to know about things I use or something like that down in the description. So also work time is in every anime quiz a little bit different, but normally it's about 3 to 5 hours. Sometimes it's 6 hours. It depends on how long the anime quiz is and also what type of quizzes I have to do. I think you saw the difference in maybe OST quizzes and live quizzes, what belongs to the lengths. And yeah, quizzes I don't really like doing because it's pretty boring, but are really fast to make. Are also the if you sing or dance you lose challenges. So I think I have mostly if you sing or dance you lose challenges on my channel because it's really fast to make. If I have only 1 or 2 hours left and I want to make a video because you complain about that I don't upload so often, I just do some if you sing or dance you lose challenges. So don't be surprised if something like this comes up. You saw how fast it is. It's really bloody boring work, but it's fast. So this video took me in editing 3 days. It was really long because I had to record everything I say, like a record at a moment, and put it in, and then edit the video, and then cutting out scenes, cutting out things I just, like this, where I just don't know what to say, cutting this out. Yeah, so today I worked 4 hours. I think 3 or 4 days ago I worked 3 hours. And then again 2 hours, so I think I think about 6 or 7 hours now I worked on this video. My day is nearly done. We have 9 o'clock and yeah, I have school tomorrow, so I can't do really anything in the last 1 or 2 hours. But yeah, I'm finally done. So, do I have any other basic informations? I think that's nearly all I have. And yeah, I think I'm done. I don't want to believe it, but I'm done. I'm finally done. My bloody day. Coming home from school and sitting on a PC and making video. I'm done in more than one way. Okay. So, then I hope you enjoyed my little tutorial. Maybe I'll upload a video soon. Maybe you want to do one. Maybe these tips helped you. Like I said, those tips can't only help you with anime quizzes. It can help you with any other quizzes. It could also help you with just editing some videos. It's just the same basic things. So it's also just a tutorial how to use a video program. I think you can get many out of this tutorial just by seeing how it works. Because many of you think it's so complicated and so much work. If you just see it, you see it isn't so much work. It's just boring. It's really deadly boring. Really don't do it if you hate boring work. You have to sit here 4 or 5 hours and doing the same thing over and over again. It's so boring. Yeah. But in the end, the result is good and you have fun at watching the comments bloom. I will enjoy it if you write me comments. At all, I get many comments in the last time from you, and this makes me really happy. I think I get up to 20 or 30 comments a day. And of course, I read every comment. So don't just write anything down and think I don't read it. I had some people back in the comments that wrote something, thought I wouldn't see it. And yeah, it was a funny day talking with them a bit. So I promise you, I read every comment. And yeah, there were some funny things at the end. It's worth it. Yeah, so thank you very much for everything, at least at all. For the 2,000 subscribers, I think now it's 2,268. I looked it up some hours ago. I looked at my channel. I don't know the exact number anymore. Yeah. So, thank you very much. Have a nice day. And bye! Bye-bye!